So with a failing computer over here and a new clean computer over here, it's time to do what I've done many times. Migrate my AutoCAD setup over to the new computer. Wipe the hard drive off the old computer and off it goes to the electronics recycling people. I've done this many times before. Every time a computer gets old and crappy, I just get another one, throw my CDs in, load up AutoCAD, spend hours recustomizing it to my preferences, and then I'm up and running again for a couple of years until that computer takes a dive and I get another one. This is a cycle I've been doing for years and years and years. Until this time. This time I put the CDs in and everything's different. The world has changed right now. I've never actually read the terms and service of AutoCAD. I always just assumed, they're a trustworthy company, right? It's a big software company. They're trustworthy, right? I always figured I would just have two computers loaded with AutoCAD. It's only me. I'm the only employee here. And I would have one computer set up for AutoCAD that I use daily. And then if that computer goes down, blue screens, whatever, I just jump on the other computer and I keep working. Well, now I can't even install AutoCAD at all, so I think it's best I read these terms of service. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the 53 pages of screenshots I took of the terms of service. You know what? Even though this is the topic of the video, I still couldn't go over it word for word. It's just legal mumbo jumbo. But I'm going to show you the couple parts here that I thought were relevant. So here's a section I found that talks about archival copies of AutoCAD. Okay, so the licensee's license, I'm the licensee, obviously. This is my little basement business. I'm self-employed, it's just me. So the licensee's license includes the right to make a single archival copy of the licensed material. Okay, so that makes sense. I'm allowed to just make a copy of AutoCAD onto another computer for archiving purposes. So now I have a backup of it. If something happens to the original one, I can hop on that one. But there's terms associated with that. So let's take a look. So then I found another section that describes what a standalone license is. And that's what I have. Just one standalone license, perpetual license. I bought AutoCAD in 2010, I believe it is. For the next 4 years, I kept paying like $900+ a year as a maintenance contract, which I never used. After 2013, I never used it. Once I got 2014, I never even installed it. I kept with 2013, and then in 2014, I just said, that's enough. I'm tired of sending money. I don't need it for anything. 2013 does everything I want to do. I have it completely customized the way I want to use it. That's it. I'm not paying anymore. I'm fine. I have a perpetual license. I can carry on with this for the rest of my life, right? Maybe. Let's see. Okay, the licensee may install a single primary copy on one computer. All right. Licensee may also install a single additional copy on one additional computer. So far, so good. Okay, now there's some terms to that. I think 4 or 5. So here's the first term. Such additional copy is accessed solely by the same person as the primary copy. Yep, we're good, right? 2, such person is the licensee or an employee. Okay, that's me. Third requirement is such person accesses the additional copy solely to perform work while away from that person's usual work location. All right, this is a little fuzzy. So let's say I want to have a setup out in the garage. You know, the grandkids are running around making all kinds of noise in the house here. So that's it. I can't work. I can't do it. I got to go out in the garage and get some peace and quiet. So I have another copy out in the garage, and I just sit down and start tapping away. That's how I read that. And the fourth thing is the primary and additional copies are not accessed at the same time. That just makes sense. I get what they're getting at. They just don't want two people using your one license at the same time. Only you can operate your version of AutoCAD as a standalone license with 2 computers max, and I agree to that. Now here's what I think is the most important part. The standalone or individual license is for a perpetual term. Right, it is. That's what I agreed to. Perpetual license. Lasts forever. Except as otherwise provided in this agreement. Well, there's where I don't know. What do you mean except? Where? Where else in the agreement? I'm not going. Someone just tell me, what page do I flip to? What do I read? What is it I've been doing wrong all these years? That now suddenly I'm being eliminated over. Moving along. Alright, I remember one of the error messages that popped up when I first tried this install had something to do with incompatible hardware or operating system, something like that, and then I was refused. So I figured the solution then is just to find a piece of hardware with an operating system that was identical to what I was already running. So I actually found on Marketplace an identical HP workstation i7 with running Windows 7. Like $60, $70, something like that. I thought, my God, what are the chances I would find a nice old machine that will run just like the one that's already crapping out on me? Well, I did. So I get this machine, I set it up with dual monitors, just like my other setup, throw AutoCAD in, wah, 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 same error. So now I don't know what to do. I sent an email to the AutoCAD reseller that I originally bought it from back in 2010, and I just got a reply back, I'm on pregnancy leave, contact me in like 9 months, whatever. So then I figured out how to contact AutoCAD directly. I found their support line, and even though I know I don't get support from AutoCAD, I'm not asking for support, I'm just asking for an authorization code. And that's kind of the dilemma, is how do you define support? Is support really just authorizing my software? Because I don't consider that support at all. I thought support was when you're calling them and asking questions, and how do you fill in a corner, and how do you draw a circle and stuff like that. That's what I thought support was. I canceled all that years and years ago. I don't need any of that. I just want my program to run like it always has in the past. Well, kind of surprisingly, I got a reply. And I'm not going to go into the private conversations back and forth in the emails. At first I was denied outright, and it's like, no, hey, sorry, you're on 2013, we don't even know what that is. There's something in the message that said, we don't even have the ability to authorize that. That technology is, we don't know what to do about that. Really, you're a software company and you don't know how to authorize one of your previous versions of the software? Come on. Well, I pointed out a few things, and I'm sorry, but I don't want to get right into the details of. So after a bunch of back and forth, get this. I got one more authorization code. I was told, look, this is it, bro. Give us your serial number, and you can authorize it on one computer. That's it. So I sent my information. They sent back a code. I typed it in on the one machine that was near me. And that's my Z440 on Windows 10, and it authorized, and it's running. My Windows 7 machine that I bought as a backup, that's it. I don't get to install it on that now. So now I have no backup copy. I have no archive copy. That's why I'm making the video. Why was I told I can only have one more for my life? One more authorization, one more install, that's it. That computer fails, I'm done. Imagine being told that. Just suddenly told that, forget our old contract. You're now going to start paying thousands of dollars a year. We don't care about that old contract. That was some other people that worked here. We work here now. This is the new AutoDesk. You're thinking back in the 80s and stuff. Those people they're not even alive anymore, so don't worry about it. All right, so enough belly aching for one day. I think now that I've made a channel, I may as well carry on and upload some, not tutorials, because the way I have AutoCAD set up is not going to be anywhere near the way AutoCAD out of the box is. And I'm not even convinced I'd recommend anybody using any of my methods, but there is some things that I would absolutely recommend, such as certain things on the mouse buttons and things like that that I've set up in the menus. So I think what I'm going to do in my next video is give you a brief introduction of my 35 years in AutoCAD from 1988 to 2023 and beyond. It'd be neat to see how we used to roll back in the 80s and 90s and thought, well, my God, this is just the greatest thing ever. It's never going to improve. Why would I ever want to upgrade from version 10? Not 2010, version 10. So if you're interested in what it's like working as an independent draftsman, it's just me using AutoCAD. And maybe you're interested in how AutoList works, how to make your own commands, and how to control the menu so that, and your screen, you know, your toolbars and things like that. Well, I won't even get into it. You know what? If you want to come along for the ride, do your little clickety click with the keyboard there or your little remote on the TV, and you know what to hit. I'm not going to say the word. I'm doing the boomer thing. I've got a whole career in one thing. It's time to start sharing my knowledge with other people, younger generations. There might be one or two things in there that people can pick up on from the olden days and apply to the new days. So there you go. I've decided to force my experience on you whether you want it or not. So yeah, video number 2 is going to be how I got into drafting, and it might be neat to see how things could just sort of come together back in the day with very limited experience. So see you next time. Cheers.